Good day everyone, I'm Hurley of Borify Reviews here, back at it again with my review for the Ear Acoustic Audio SPA High and Ultra. I know it's a very lengthy name, but here we are. Okay, but before I proceed, I'd like to thank Ear Acoustic Audio for sending this unit to me in exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are transparent and honest to the core, like I always do, for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me, since recording or doing video reviews isn't really my forte, and at the same time, uh, I prefer writing. Okay, I prefer writing my reviews or in a or like a 5 to 10 minute read rather than doing video reviews, because let's be honest, there are a lot of video reviewers here in this platform, the YouTube. So do expect that I won't be editing this video extensively like the others do. Okay, before I proceed, I'd like to give you an idea on what or where Ear Acoustic Audio, the brand itself, came from. Okay, some of you may know that the Ear Acoustic Audio is a relatively new brand, but at the same time, it really isn't. It is more of a rebrand, so to speak. The Ear Acoustic Audio was TFZ before. If you know TFZ, the fragrance zitter. It is a the previous brand was a TFZ, or the personnel, the members, the those people who founded the TFZ way back 2015, I believe, or like a decade ago, came back here with a new brand, which is the Ear Acoustic Audio. I myself personally like the TFZ. Actually, it was my first love when it comes to the IEM context. It was my first love because that is the first time that I have experienced slash auditioned an IEM that really fits my preference before, which was mid-centric sounding sets, which was the TFZ S2. To my ears, it was a very mid-centric, bright sounding set, which I really loved. Then I purchased an exclusive 3, TFZ exclusive 3 and exclusive 5 before, which was more of a brighter sounding sets and very resolving sets at the same time, which I really loved as well. And lastly, I bought a second-hand King Pro before, when I was still a newbie, since I preferred a bit of bass. So the King Pro really suited my taste. It was a balance of tonal and technical qualities. Actually, the technicalities in that one is really really good, despite it being a V-shaped set, which also translates here in the Ear Acoustic Audio context. Okay, fast forward today, the TFZ and the Ear Acoustic Audio, from what I know, are sister companies, I believe. There is still TFZ, but they aren't as, what do you call this, active when compared to the Ear Acoustic Audio today. And here we are. Ear Acoustic Audio sent me an IEM for us to showcase and review, which is the Ear Acoustic Audio, again, SPA High and Ultra. Again, this is the Silver Angel. Yes, the Silver Angel release, or Silver Angel series of the Ear Acoustic Audio within the SPA series. And just to give you an idea, there are different types of, or there are different product models that are within the SPA lineup. And what I have here is the SPA High and Ultra. As you can see here, there we go. As you can see, there is the SPA Pro, SPA Pro Ultra, SPA Pro Max, High End Ultra, High End Max, and the SPA Limited Edition. So what I have here again is the High End Ultra. The SPA High End Ultra retails for around under $200, actually around $189 I believe, from what I remember. But I will be listing the, what do you call this, the non-affiliated links at the end, at the description below. Okay, so it is within or under the $200 range. Okay, so as you can see here, it's the High End Ultra. You do have to take note, however, on what particular model that you are into, because in reality, the looks yes, the visual aesthetics or the visual characteristics of each IEM within the actually there's an STA and there's an SPA lineup. So the SPA lineup has very similar visual cues or visual characteristics when you look at them in their product website or in their product catalog. Okay, now that is out of the way, here's the box again. As you can see, I actually had a hard time taking good photos of this one because it is very reflective. It kind of fits the motif, of course. It's a silver cube. Silver Angel by Ear Acoustic Audio. Again, this is the SPA series. As you can see, yes, it is very elegant as well in terms of packaging. I kind of like this packaging. It really fits the motif. As you can see, the Ear Acoustic Audio. As you can see, with the seal of approval as well. Yes, they did well with the packaging on this one. I kind of like the packaging of this one. And it is very what do you call this? It kind of stands out, and in my opinion, it is very worthy for its asking price that you'll be getting this presentation and packaging again for this price. It is on the premium side of things when it comes to the IEMs that I have reviewed under $200. Okay. So this is what you'll get in the box the first time you opened or the first time you unboxed your newly purchased ear acoustic audio SPA high-end ultra. Well, that's a very lengthy name, but from this point forward, I'll just call it the SPA high-end ultra. Okay, so again, what you'll get is this case. This is a very good case. This is a very elegant hard case, and it is quite a padded as well. So it takes good care of the IEMs, which will be discussed later on with the Silver Angel. It is in the zipper as well, as you can see. And yes, they included a charm actually. This is a bracelet, I believe. As you can see, it does have the logo there. I'm not sure if it is very, as you can see, there's the logo there, and you'll put this here. It is a nice touch, or a nice freebie rather, but I don't usually wear jewelry. Yeah, I don't usually wear bracelets or rings in that regard. So there's that. Then you'll get this one as well. You'll get a cable winder, which is always a good treat to me personally because I don't usually use cases with my IEMs. I keep them in a one container. So having these is a really good treat for me, as you can see. And we have two sets of ear tips, as you can see. There we go. As you can see, this is the narrow bore, this is the wider bore. So again, it is quite decent, in my opinion, it is decent for the price that they included two sets of ear tips. I have seen other companies within this price to include three sets of ear tips, but in my opinion, having two sets of ear tips is enough for this price. So there's that. And here we are with the cable. As you can see, the cable is very nice. It is thick. It is definitely very heavy, and it isn't that heavy, but it does have the heft to it. As you can see, it is on the thicker side, and it really speaks that bling bling vibes to it. I do love these types of cable actually because it feels premium, but at the same time it isn't really that clunky or chunky to use. It isn't that thick. Okay, and here are the IEMs itself in all of its glory. As you can see, yes, it does, and it also has the vent there. As you can see, it really speaks premium for its price. Probably this is the most premium IEM I have reviewed and showcased under $200. Look at that. The weight translates to it either, because this one is really heavy. The earpieces are really heavy. This is a solid metal, by the way. So yeah, for its price, this is a well built, premiumly built IEM. As you can see, there's the Ear Acoustic Audio logo, and as you can see here, the Year of the Snake limited edition logo, from what I understand. As you can see, that's a nice touch. It is very on the blingy, sophisticated side of the visual cues or the visual aesthetic, in my opinion. And yes, the logo reminds me of the Tanjo Mirai, that TSM-R3 that I have reviewed before. Okay, but okay, as you can see. So overall, the inclusions, the accessories, and the build quality in this one is on the premium side of things for the price. So definitely you'll get what you pay for 200 US dollars. They did not skimp on the, what do you call this, on the build quality and the inclusions that you'll be getting here. Okay, so as for the fit and comfort, again, as you can see, it is quite on the larger side of the IEM's earpiece. It is, again, it is heavy, and it is on the larger side and chunkier side of things. So to my ears, to give you an idea, my ears is on the larger side. It is snug in fit. It is snug in fit. It is flush in fit. And yes, here's another tip. You use the ear tips that are smaller than your usual size. Like for example, I am usually on the medium size when it comes to the ear tip size, but this time I use the smaller size of ear tips because I want a flush, snug fit in my ear for me not to feel the heft or the weight of this IEM, because again, this is a solid metal. Not to mention the cable is on the premium hefty side of things, so there's that. Okay, so to most ears with a larger, or that are on the larger side of the spectrum, they won't have any problems with this one. However, for those people with have an average to smaller side of ears, you may find this a little bit chunky to your liking. Probably you will not be able to fit this very flush, and you will definitely feel the heft to it. So there's that. Do take caution on that one. But again, to my ears, since my ears are large, on the larger side of ears, I had no problem fitting this one. In fact, the insulation on this one is really good to my ears because it is a flush fit. And because of the ear tips as well. The ear tips really did a good isolation, passive isolation to my ears. Okay, now as for the drivability, I had no problems driving the SPA high-end Ultra with all of my sources actually. Even on the DD Hi-Fi TC35M2, which is currently my most weakest, yes, my most weakest in terms of power USB dock, since this is very easy to drive. I remember TFZ on this one because TFZ IEMs usually, except for the balance 1 or balance 3, which was a planar eye as far as I remember. I could be wrong, but there's that. Most TFZ IEMs are easy to drive. They can be plugged straight from phone if we're talking just solely power, or if we're like just talking power. But at the same time, the SPA high-end Ultra tends to be a bit picky. It tends to be a bit picky on its pairing. From what I observed, the SPA high-end Ultra pairs well with the USB docks that have a very good implementation or execution in their technology that they use. Like for example, the Tangem Space, the Snowski Echo Mini, the Kiwi Ears Allegro Mini, yes, and the, what do you call this? I do have another USB dock. Yes, the Venture Electronics Megatron. Sorry, not Megatron. The Devastator. Yes, all of those sources paired well with this with the SPA high-end Ultra, since when compared to the sources that I have here, like for example the Fosi Audio SK02, the MC331, the Venture Electronics Audio, they did not paired well with the Ear Acoustic Audio SPA high-end Ultra, because it seems that the drivers that the SPA high-end Ultra isn't that optimized when compared to my pairing with the Tangem Space, for example, or Venture Electronics Devastator, for example. It seems that the driver the driver is a bit, what do you call this, easygoing per se, or uh, it is a bit more detailed, it is a bit more refined. What do you like, if you catch my drift, it is a bit refined. It is, the bass is firmer, the treble is much cleaner, it is more extended, it is sort of easygoing, if you catch my drift, when the SPA High-End Ultra is paired with the Tanch Gym Space, for example. But then again, if we're talking solely from power to power, all of your usual devices, particularly DAPs and DACs, will power these just fine. It's just that, some of the sources may not fully utilize the capability of the SPA High-End Ultra. So there's that. So for my recommendation on the USB DAC, I recommend definitely the Tanchim Space, or any warmer source actually, like for example the SIMGOT Dew 4X, like for example, or the Venture Electronics Devastator. It will pair well with the SPA High-End Ultra. Okay? Okay. Okay. So how's the sound signature of this one, Hurley? How's the sound signature of this one, RFI Reviews? Well, again, if you are coming from a TFZ, or if you have experienced TFZ IEMs before, the SPA High-End Ultra does not, what do you call this? Does not go that distant with that kind of sound. So, in a nutshell, the SPA High-End Ultra is within the V-shaped sound signature, with a bit of warmthness to it, but not much actually. It is a very intended, yes, it is a very intended, it is a very intended slash deliberately tuned V-shaped sound signature. What do I mean by that? It seems, in my opinion, that the SPA High-End Ultra was tuned to be a V-shape, not something out of an accident. Like for example, since it does not have any, what do you call this? It does not have any excessive mid-bass bleed, excessive peaks or harshness, what do you call this, limp bass, woolly bass. It does not have that. It has the right amount of everything while sounding V-shaped, so to speak. So in my opinion, it is a deliberately well-tuned V-shaped sound signature. Okay, so again, there will be no neutral heads that will be probably loving this one, that's for sure, but or treble head, so there's that, but I'll explain it a little bit more. Okay, so as for the bass of this Ear Acoustic Audio SPA High-End Ultra, or the SPA High-End Ultra, it is definitely elevated. It is punchy. The levels of mid bass and sub bass are there. It is on the equal side of things, and this is the part where I observe that refinement. If you manage to pair this with the correct pairing, or correct slash preferred pairing with the USB DAC. Like for example, when I pair this with the Venture Electronics Devastator or the Tanch Gym Space, it seems that the bass of the SPA High-End Ultra is a bit firmer. It is definitely textured, definitely well textured and layered when compared to my SPA High-End Ultra paired with the, like for example, what do you call this, the Venture Electronics Odo, or the Fosi Audio SK02. The bass does not seem to have the amount of level that the Tanch Gym Space slash Devastator pairing with the SPA High-End Ultra has. So there's that. It is, in my opinion, quite a bit picky when it comes to pairings. But again, on a nutshell, it does not sound bad at all. It is far from it actually. It's just that I want to maximize the capability of an IEM for the specific slash given price point on stock form. So there's that. It is merely a nitpick more of a con actually, so please do keep that in mind. On its own, it is definitely a very good, clean, firm sounding elevated bass. Okay, so bass heads at heart will probably like this, not because this is a slow, chunky, woolly bass, but more of the clean yet elevated and punchy one type of bass. Okay, so there's that. Okay, for the mids, it is to be expected with the V-shaped sound signatures that the mids are usually mildly recessed or recessed. In the case of the SPA High-End Ultra, it is mildly recessed per se. but to my liking, I'd call it recessed, but not up to the point that it is drowned or it is boxy or it is very distant from the other frequencies. It's just that the bass and the treble of the SPA high and ultra are a bit more elevated when compared to the mids, but on its own the mids are very lively, musical. It is a bit thick due to its slight-ish warmth that you will not notice either way most of the time, so there's that. So do expect the male vocals and instruments to be a bit thicker than usual if you're coming from, like, let's say a DF neutral set like an Etymotic or something, or probably a Tanch Gym for You or a Kiwi Ears 8 or so, or something like that. Okay. Now, as for the upper frequencies are definitely elevated. It has that details to it. It has that sparkle. It has that clarity. It has that sparkly. Definitely, it is a very sparkly upper mids, which at the same time can be a double-edged sword for those people that are very sensitive to the to excessive slash boosted upper frequencies. They might feel some fatigue to it, but not much actually. I am just probably over exaggerating it because I want to nitpick the pros and cons of the SPA high and ultra, so there's that. But on its own, if you are not sensitive to bright upper frequencies, you shouldn't have a problem with the SPA high and ultra, given that this is very easy to drive, and those excessive slash too much sparkly in the upper mids, the remark that I did was observable only when you push the volume higher than usual. To give you an idea, my software volume for this one is around 6 to 8 volume steps out of 100 volume steps, and it is very loud to my ears already, so there's that. Okay. Now, as for the treble is elevated, yes, but it isn't as forward when compared to the upper mids, but not by a lot. The extension here is decent for its price, but I wouldn't call it excellently done when compared to the IEMs that I have auditioned within this price range. But on its own, for $200 or under, you won't be having any problems with the extension on this one. Definitely, this is far from dark, but at the same time, this is far from well extended. This is far from shimmery slash airy either. But at the same time, the transients on this region is very, very fast and quick. It is very agile, up to the point that you can even call this an analytical IEM for its price, but technically not, if I am making sense. Okay, so the resolution, the detail retrieval on this one is just excellent for its price. Definitely you can hear right away the nuances or the micro details of every track that you play with this price. Okay, of course you will be needing a little bit of imagination if you're coming from a 1000 or kiloback IEMs, so to speak, but on its own, it is a very incisive set for its price. I'll be comparing this to my other sets as well later on. Okay, now as for the technical performance, again, like TFZ IEMs, the SPA high-end ultra manages to strike a balance between tonal and technical performance. The technical performance on the SPA high-end ultra is excellent for its price. It is definitely one of the better sets that I have reviewed or experienced throughout the years when it comes to the technical experience under $350. Definitely, it is better than the Moondrop Blessing 2, for example. It is up there with the, what do you call this? With the Tanch Gym Origin, Kiwi Ears 8er, those types of IEMs that are analytical slash technically competent to my ears. Even the Tanch Gym Oxygen, if you remember that. Okay, so as for the soundstage is decent in width, but definitely not the widest that I have heard within this price point. But it makes up for it. The soundstage is quite tall. It doesn't have the ceiling feel to it, which is a good thing. I usually prefer that over the wideness of the stage on an IEM because to me it is just plain common sense. But it gives the feeling of a pseudo immersive feel to it, which is which I usually look for in an IEM. So there's that. The soundstage is very tall. It is it has depth, it has width to it, so it kind of does give the 3D effect to it. Okay, separation and layering on this one, again, it isn't really what do you call this, isn't really suffering, or um it is quite excellent. It is very excellent. It is clean, well separated, and well layered. I have to commend the layering on this one. Definitely one of the best that I have heard in this class. Okay, even on the busy passages and such, it did not have any problems to it. Okay. Okay. Now, as for the imaging is precise. It is incisive. You can get those feeling that someone is knocking on your door, or probably a cymbal is crashing on your left side, while in reality it's just the imaging that the SPA High and Ultra has, which is very incisive and definitely very, very precise for its price. Okay, now where should I compare this? Of course, I'll just compare this with the IEMs, current IEMs that are within the 200 USD range. Like for example, the Kiwi Ears Aether that I have reviewed. When compared, the Kiwi Ears Aether is a bit more neutral. Definitely, it is leaning to a more neutral, thinner sound signature. Nearly uncolored, if you may, when compared to the SPA High and Ultra that aims to be a bit more fun, while keeping the technicalities clean and firm. Okay, now when compared to the Kiwi Ears Aether, Kiwi Ears KE4, yes, the Kiwi Ears KE4 is a bit more safer in sound. It is a bit more balanced in sound as well. It is warmer in sound when compared to this one. While the SPA High and Ultra aims for a more clean, crisp, prim, and proper V-shaped sound signature. It does not hide itself that it is a V-shaped sound signature. It really shows you that it is a V-shaped signature. It is intended to sound V-shaped sound signature. Okay, now we'll compare this to the NF Acous NM20. When comparing those two sets, it gave me an impression that the NF Acous NM20 is a, what do you call this? It is a more aggressive slash a bit brighter SPA High and Ultra when compared, because they have the excellent resolution, they have the excellent technical performance, while keeping the sound signature a wee bit similar actually. It's just that the SPA High and Ultra has more bass to it. The mids on the SPA High and Ultra are more colored as well, and a bit thicker as well when compared to the NF Acous NM20. But the DNA, but the what do you call this, the character, they are nearly similar actually, except for the build, of course. The build of the NF Acous NM20 is definitely on the lighter, more resin-ish side and basic side of things. Okay, so there's that. Okay, now we'll compare this next to the the Rose Techniques QTX, which is definitely a much more expensive IM than this one. And I was surprised actually that the SPA High and Ultra can trade blows with the QTX. Both exhibit the same V-shaped sound signature, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, the ear acoustic audio SPA High and Ultra resolves more in terms of the technical performance, the resolution, the attack and decay when compared to the QTX. It's just that the QTX is a bit warmer, smoother, a bit more laid back V-shaped sound signature, while keeping the sound a bit coherent, surprisingly, when compared to the ear acoustic audio High and Ultra. The Rose Techniques QTX, the moment I compared it with the SPA High and Ultra, the QTX appeared to be a 1DD IEM because of its coherency. I love the coherency of the QTX, and it sounded like a 1DD when compared to the ear acoustic audio SPA High and Ultra. So there's that. So I am surprised that the ear acoustic audio high and SPA High and Ultra is very competitive for a V-shaped set within this price and class. Okay, now I'll be switching to the, what do you call this, the Tagalog version of my review, or the Tagalog summary of my review. Okay, so si SPA ear acoustic audio SPA High and Ultra is a V-shaped set. hindi na tayo lalayo doon. V-shape set siya na if nakarinig ka na ng TFZ IEMs before, like for example, yung King Pro, yung T2 Galaxy, if nakarinig ka na ng T2 Galaxy, T2 Pro, I remember, TFZ T2 Pro, parang meron pa yatang ganun, TFZ T2, TFZ S5, ata yung narinig ko, S3 na V-shape din. If narinig mo yung mga yun before, yung Ear Acoustic Audio SPA High-End Ultra is kapareho lang din nun when it comes sa DNA, since they are sister companies either way. So, ayun, medyo, ayun, nasa V-shape side din siya. It's just that, mas updated yung technical performance nito and yung tuning nito. Mas malinis, while nandun pa rin yung bass. Yun na yung parang pinaka-gist doon. Oo. So, if gusto mo ng bassy, na at the same time malinis, na hindi ka gaano sensitive sa upper frequencies, sa sparkly na upper mid, sa treble, yung Ear Acoustic Audio SPA High-End Ultra, para sa price niya na 11,000 pesos, 10 or 11,000 pesos is one of the choices na pwede mong pagpilian. Okay? Napunta na ako sa verdict. Okay. So, what is my verdict with the Ear Acoustic Audio SPA High-End Ultra? Well, for one, it is very refreshing that I have heard again and deliberately tuned V-shaped sound signature, because it's been a while since I've heard these types of signatures, because throughout my reviewing career, those IEMs within this price range are usually neutral at most, or a neutral bright, or a neutral sound, neutral warm sounding, or probably a neutral with a bass boost. While this one, the SPA High-End Ultra does not isn't afraid to show that it is a V-shaped V-shaped sounding set, while keeping the technicalities and tonal performance at a very maximum level for its asking price. Okay, so if you're looking for a fun V-shaped sounding IEM that is also clean and that is also very resolving at the same time, while considering that your ears aren't sensitive to boosted upper frequencies, the Ear Acoustic Audio SPA High-End Ultra can be one of your choices, or probably one of your top choices in that regard. Okay, and that ends my review for the Ear Acoustic Ear Acoustic Audio SPA High-End Ultra. Well, that's a very lengthy name, I guess, but here we are. Okay, I'd like to thank Ear Acoustic Audio for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured that all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core, like I always do, for the benefit of everybody, of course, including me. Okay, I still have a lot of backlogs to assort. Okay, so please bear with me. Again, I still have the Tangzu 1R2 and the Planet, and yes, I do have this as well, the long-awaited review of the Tanjin Bunny. I also have Venture Electronics products as well on the way for this review. Okay, so please bear with me, and thank you very much for sticking by. Okay, and see you on the next one.